What's up, everybody? We're back with some more MLB The Show 19 gameplay today. Playing some March to October with the New York Mets. Last time I did this, yesterday, it was pretty fun. And I have played a little bit more of the show. And I have been playing some March to October for a series on my second channel. I'm kind of liking the mode so far. How's everyone doing? As it sits right now, our Mets are just 2-4 in this, so we have a little work to do. Actually, a lot if we're to make the postseason somehow. It's a cool little mode, though. If any of you have tried out March to October, let me know what your experiences have been so far. See, Hungry Gamer, now that I'm doing a lot of these streams that aren't like set up events, it's hard to be late because I can take my time and get things going. Sports fan, how's it going? Thank you for the super chat. Let me pull up my super chat screen just so nothing gets lost here. Appreciate the super chat from you. Glad you made this a stream. I actually like that you're using the Mets since their pitching staff, including Diaz, fits your play style well. Also, how's the game so far? Won't be able to get it till tomorrow. I mean, the show is very familiar. This isn't a game that changes a lot from year to year on a gameplay front. I mean, if you're a Diamond Dynasty player, I can't really speak upon changes there, but I enjoy playing the game. I have a lot of fun, and, you know, you give me a sports game with solid gameplay, and I'm happier than anything, so I'm loving it so far. I'm curious, though, how come you think the pitching staff fits my playstyle so well? What is my playstyle? What really is my playstyle when it comes to pitching? In my head, I'm just like, I throw a lot of strikes. I use a lot of the basic strikeout pitches, slider away, change up low, fastball up and in. Keep the ball down for the most part. I like to go and elevate when I think that they won't adapt to a new pitch very well. You play the Division 2 at all? Yes, Devin. I've actually played probably close to 20 hours of Division 2, and I really enjoy it. All right, so I think we should get right into the action, everybody. Yeah, NCAA 14 is pretty scarce, Noah. It's not available on any digital marketplaces, so the copies that are out there are the only copies there. And also, consider that NCAA is not this huge worldwide phenomenon. It's a very niche game. And there aren't as many copies out there as maybe, even compared to maybe an older game that might not be available digital, like Call of Duty World at War. Let's say that game's not digital. I'm not sure if it is. There are way more Call of Duty World at War titles in the wild than NCAA 14. So let's get into this game here. The stream I did yesterday, it finished strong as I was able to get a big hit with Robinson Cano, drove him in with Michael Conforto, and now we're trying to win the home opener against the Nationals. My favorite series to play? Madden 12 Vikings franchise has to be up there. Otherwise, the Chargers franchise on Madden 17 was definitely a highlight. Kalispell's been a ton of fun. There are so many that have been a lot of fun to play. Yeah, wild. I want to play Days Gone. But, I'm so behind on games, I'm probably not going to get it at launch. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins right now. I'm playing, or Odyssey. I'm playing, Division 2. And some Pokemon. And I hardly have time to do that. Alright, so Noah Syndergaard on the mound, going strong here into the 7th as we pick it up. Again, if you're not familiar, March to October is a mode where you basically are on this kind of guided path with your team. And the goal is to get them to the playoffs. With March to October, you're playing most of the key moments with your team, but you're going to have a lot of games simulated, which makes it a lot easier to make some progress. But your wins and losses have a dramatic impact on what happens. You have a system in the game called momentum that goes up as you have big victories and what happens in those victories, and at the same time you can lose momentum, and that momentum will kind of guide you from game to game as you play. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have seen this, but earlier today I was playing with the Braves, and actually it put me into a player lock game with a chance to give a player a boost for the rest of the season. I thought that was super cool. Hopefully I see that today. Hey Tom, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Packers free agency? Not saying that last part, just in case someone clips it. But I think the Packers have done a pretty good job so far. They obviously had to upgrade their edge rush talent. They lost Clay Matthews and replaced him with two very much younger pass rushers. I'm a Preston Smith guy, so them adding Preston is a really good move. If he's standing up, I think he'll do just fine. I like Preston Smith a lot coming out of college, and I think that he will be the better signing of the two pass rushers they signed. Also, Adrian Amos, I'm a big Adrian Amos guy, so I think the Packers' defense got a lot better already. I'm a bit surprised they didn't pursue another wide receiver a bit more aggressively. I think Deshaun Jackson in a trade would have made a ton of sense, but they've done well. The Packers, for the most part, maybe some of their fans disagree with me, but I think that for the most part, they do have a well-run front office, but they also are a little hard-headed sometimes. They have certain types of players they really deviate from, and obviously they haven't been big players in free agency for a while, but I think for the most part they were good at that strategy. It's just the last few years they haven't been as strong as they once were. Hope that answers your question. That was a lot of words. Cano grounds out. Oh yeah, so I edited my camera here. I thought I was using Fisheye 2 and MLB 18, and then I played MLB 18 today, and I'm like, this ain't it. It was actually an edited version of Fisheye 1, and I wanted to show it to anybody that wanted it, but this is the camera I use. It's slightly adjusted. I rotated it a little bit. I tilted a little bit, but this is the view that I have the most success with. Hey, Devin, thank you for the super chat. Can't forget to drop a super chat for the GOAT YouTuber. His words, not mine. I remember back when your uploads were super inconsistent around the start of Vikes franchise, and everything took off. Glad you've grown so much, Kane. Love the content. Well, thank you for that. I had a lot of good times in the Vikings franchise, and while sometimes the consistency hasn't always been where I'd like it, I'm getting a lot accomplished, I feel, with the series and having a lot of fun. Making a ton of content. And the content's obviously grown over the years. It's now a lot larger. I think that my style, while similar, I've refined it over these years, and I've gotten quite a lot better. All right, Conforto. By the way, no cashews today. I'm actually eating some, like, Chex Mix. Wanted to change it up. That's a good pitch. Marcus, thank you for the super chat. Free super chat from YouTube. You deserve it. Thank you, Marcus. Conforto in the air to center. Hit pretty well, but not that much action there. I wouldn't actually blame the consistency of me on anything EA's done with the games. I wouldn't blame them at all. Obviously, like, I stopped doing the Dolphins series, but, you know, for certain series being slow was never on EA. I mean, I guess sometimes I had to slider test and it took longer than I wanted to, and I had to slider test mid-series, but even then, I wouldn't blame anything they've done on any shortcomings on my part. Granted, I would like a more refined simulation experience, mind you. I'd love that. I ripped that one. Sometimes you make a good swing and nothing good happens. Baseball's a game of failure. Late to the party. There you go. Good use of the emojis, Milan. That's awesome. Slider testing has always been a pain for you. Remember Madden 13? You know, I don't remember the process on Madden 13 very much, but I only had 3 seasons, so obviously it wasn't a strong year. But I remember how bad Madden 13 could be. The play calling, formation choices, the running AI for the CPU, they were all really bad. Do you know when you can make trades in March to October? I'm telling you, I think I had a dream last night where you could trade in March to October. I don't know why I would have dreamt that, but when I was playing today, like I kind of had like a flashback, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think I dreamt I could make a trade, and then I wasn't able to. I think that is something they need to consider patching in, because mid-season deadline trades are a really big deal. Now, I don't know if later in the series they open up. I haven't made it that far. I'm sure somebody has, but from what I've seen so far, trades are not a part of it. I'm not even sure injuries are a part of it or a disabled list. I don't think injuries are a thing in here. Again, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Might want to warm up some guys in the pen. Usually they have guys warming up for you as soon as you get in, so I'm alright. But I am playing it a little risky here with a 1-run game with an ace that is getting a little tired. Well, not their ace. DeGrom's the ace, but Syndergaard's ace quality, I think. At some point, you can trade for someone. Okay, it's injured list now, Kane. Oh, that's right. Well, it was the DL last year. Conforto. Conforto! So feel free to dive, slide, and make whatever move you want, because it doesn't seem anyone gets hurt in here. Popped him up. The IGN preview showed trades on deadline day. Well, thank you, because that would have been a big oversight if they didn't include that. No, you got to run into the wall, Samuel. How are you going to make great plays if you're not willing to run into the wall? You ever seen arena football? Excited for Borderlands 3 at all? Absolutely, Devin. Tomorrow I want to watch the reveal. I hope we get some good gameplay ideas and all the core information. I hope tomorrow we know a release window, we know the scope of the game, we know the setting, and hopefully 1 to 2 new things that Borderlands has never done. That's what I want to see. We are not saying the AAF is trash here. The Alliance of American Football is a quality sporting league. I enjoy the Alliance of American Football, and I think they are about to go defunct. It sure sounds like it. Sounds like they got to get a Hail Mary from the NFL to keep that thing going, and it's not going to happen. No way. XFL will succeed because they have money behind it? Well, I felt like the AAF had money behind it too. But it seems that these football leagues can really hemorrhage money if they're not making a ton. So, I mean, that guy, what, $250 million investment? I mean, that should be able to sustain a little bit of time, wouldn't you think? That was a bad strikeout, too. Thoughts on the league making PI reviewable now? I think it's good because PI... I've seen so many bad PI calls and missed PI calls. We're not going to talk about the year 2009 today. Okay, don't bring it up. I don't watch the CFL, Joseph. I actually learned just last week the CFL in Canada, did you know CFL football's 12 on 12? That blew my mind. I didn't know that. I never remember it being 12 on 12. What's the extra position called? The AAF is impossible to get good coverage of it in the UK, so I struggled to watch it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that it isn't really covered much outside of the US. The NFL has big reach, but even like college football, I don't think has much reach outside of the States. So good luck with anything smaller. Yeah, Jordy Nelson retired. I thought he could still play a little bit. Maybe not the old Jordy style, but good career. Definitely a great career for a player that had a long, hard journey to the NFL and had some really good years. Let's just say I'm not sad that he doesn't play with Aaron Rodgers anymore. All right, 3-2 to Adani Echeverria. I'll walk it. It's the halfback on defense. Basically, there's one safety and 4 corners on all field all the time in the CFL. That's weird. There is no extra position. Well, I mean, like the extra player, what they do. What happened to Lindor? Didn't Jose Ramirez get hurt over the weekend? Gronk retiring? That doesn't surprise me. I thought he'd retire last year. And then when he didn't, I thought he'd retire this year, and now he has. He's dealt with so many health issues. And from all the interviews, it seems like he's managed his money pretty well. I read somewhere at some point that he hadn't even touched his NFL money. He had strictly like lived off of his side money. What word am I looking for? Endorsements. That was hard. Should have warmed up my closer. Didn't Familia close for them though for a while? We're just going back to that. Lindor injured his ankle rehabbing a calf injury, but Ramirez is expected to play tomorrow. Oh, that's tomorrow! Yes! Baseball's back tomorrow. I thought it was 2 days away. This is great news. I really hope... Like, I wouldn't have given it a chance that they could play at Target Field with all the snow we got in the month of February. In the Twin Cities, the month of February was the snowiest February on record, and it didn't get above freezing for about a month straight. Meaning it dumped about 4 feet of snow on the ground, and it didn't have like melting conditions. Maybe if it was like upper 20s and the sun was out, some would melt, but I mean, we didn't get good melting conditions for a while. And the fact that they could play at Target Field on opening day is nothing short of a miracle. Dozier. Look at that slider from Familia. This is good. He feels filthy right now. These pitches are awesome. Okay, everything's going where I want it to go. He strikes out the side. That was amazing. Got the 1-0 win. One home opener. Fans love it. We got the shutout. By the way, an extra inning victory will also net you a bonus fire, just so you know. Wyoming's winter lasted until last week. Yeah, I mean, for much of the country, spring is nothing more than a myth. I've dealt with many springs that never really existed. I didn't notice the difference in weather until I started playing like baseball in high school, because the first year I'd ever played, I'm on Hall of Fame difficulty, Kale. The first time I had played baseball, we didn't get on the field for about 3 weeks. We couldn't play on the baseball field for 3 weeks. The next year, we're on the field day 1. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Weather ain't just the same every year. So that's one thing school taught me, I guess. Walk it off for a dramatic win. That's up next. All right, we got another late game scenario. It's against the Twins. Sorry, Minnesota. I'm going to have to get this win rate here. Oh, Milan, I don't think Johnny Manziel's going to throw much more heat for the Express. I'm not sure anybody's throwing for the AAF anymore. All right, Wilson Ramos, ex-Twin, by the way, for a short while.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Good contact, good power. Nobody out, that's nice. And Reed already 10 pitches into his night. Ooh. Will the show ever become available for Xbox? No, it is published by Sony.
Outside, that's the ball.
Come on, Ramos. Let's get a hold of one right here. I want to see what a walk-off home run does for the momentum. I'll sit power swing here, and if I really like it, I'll let it rip. Sorry. Yeah, the show does always look the same, Bronx. It's a game that doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. But, I mean, the gameplay's solid. I'd like to see more done to franchise to make it better, but I have an awesome gameplay-driven experience on here, and I get everything I want, for the most part. That is laced to center. It'll get down. All right, good at-bat there. He has 0 speed. That is disrespectful. You can't even give my guy 1 speed here. 0 speed. Not even a 1. Come on.
Ball, that's low.
Using any custom rosters? No, these are the live rosters. Got it through. I needed to get Ramos off the base paths. He has 0 speed if you didn't know. I'd be better off pinch running like a relief pitcher. Robinson Cano. I'm calling it right here. A Robinson walk-off winner. I've already had some big hits with him. I hit well with Robinson Cano. He's got a clean swing. I'm ready to win this game right here, everybody. Just a matter of how we're going to win. So here's Cano. 2 on, nobody down. Ho, ho, ho. Look how close that was. Thanks, Cam, for giving me something to watch while I'm in class. You're welcome, Aaron.
Ball, that's outside.
Adrian Gonzalez had 0 speed at one point. Ooh. It's a good pitch. One and 2 to Cano.
Ball, inside.
Come on, Cano. Oh, man. I didn't think he'd bust a slider inside like that. That's okay. I've hit with Michael Conforto today in my Twins franchise. Just late. It's either going to be a fastball or a slider. Come on, Conforto. Oh, man. Can't lay off. I'm letting him off the hook. Jed Lowry. We can still win this with a base hit. Just got to settle down. The problem is right now is I like every pitch I see. No matter where it is. Oh! He had trouble with it! And that's going to win the game! Jed Lowry! Is it a hit or an error? I don't know! Let's go! Mets win! That's one way to get it done. I'll probably change Nick Gordon's number in the next season. But for now, we're going to keep it the same. The lucky hop. That was cool. Are you interested in playing MLB The Show 19 Moments? Tell me what that is. I've seen it on the menu, but I do not know what Moments really is. All right, fuel these victories. Atlanta, what's going on? Now we're going to try to sweep them. All right, here it is. If you weren't aware, they'll give you some player lock sequences in here. And when you do well, you can get a season-long player boost. So we're going to take control of Jeff McNeil. Now, when I did it with the Braves, I played as Ozzie Albies. A little preview to the next episode in that on my second channel. But I got to control someone who's like, you know, a young star in the making. Here, I'm hitting with Jeff McNeil. He's hitting 226. Is McNeil like a core part of this team? I really don't know much about him. You play baseball's biggest moments. You play as legends. So can you make trades in this mode? I was told at the deadline you can. I'm going to my first MLB game this summer. Where you going, Josh? Who are you going to see play? He was called up end of last year. Okay. Kansas City versus Boston. That should be fun. Jeff McNeil. I think he should go by Jeffrey. I think that'd be better for his personal brand. Let's see the ratings, though. Jeff McNeil is a 77 overall that can play a variety of positions. I like that in a player. He has very good plate vision, extremely good contact. So he should reach base a lot, be a plus average guy. Yeah, this is a promising talent here. So here we go. This is a player lock experience, very similar to Road to the Show now. I'll play his offense and his defense. The team will still have momentum affect them, even though I'm not controlling the entire team. So if we have like a huge win or a huge loss, it'll still affect momentum. But this is really looking for how I play with Jeff McNeil.
Count 1 and 2.
That's a little fast. McNeil is one of the best hitters on the Mets. Well, now I know that, and his plate vision is probably keeping this at-bat alive for me. Oh, man. I'm over here nervous about the 99-mile-per-hour heat. That breaking ball is about 20 miles per hour slower. These averages aren't that good. Cano's not playing, though. Ugh. Alright, so 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Now it's 1-0 Atlanta with a runner aboard.
Count 1 and 0.
I don't swing with power every time. I hit with X almost 90% of the time, I'd say. Like, that's an X swing. I do power swings, like first pitch of the at-bat with real power hitters and like 2-0 counts. Oh, man. I'm just behind everything right now. I've been playing the show today. This is like, 4 hours of the show. Baseball is a tough game to stream, though, because it does take a good amount of concentration, and it's easy to kind of break that. Ooh, he caught that, didn't he? I should have a couple innings, though, to fix this. Playing third base. 2 on, just 1 out. Two on, 2 down, and 2-0. That was a weird looking play, but we got the out. It's all good. All right, McNeil. 2 bad outs, but now we can make up for it. 2 on, 2 down. Let me have a good at-bat this time. Just late on that one. 95 miles per hour. And it's Fulte.
Nope, that's the ball. Here we go. Look out, 1 and 1.
The best MLB licensed baseball game for Xbox. There's probably only one, and that's RBI, as that gets down, and I might get myself an RBI. There we go, that helps. I think, if you want to play baseball on Xbox, like, it might not be what you're looking for, but at least consider looking into Super Mega Baseball 2. It's more arcadey, it's not MLB, it's not a licensed game, but it is a fun game of baseball, and I enjoy it a lot.
Nope. 1 and 1.
Alright, so I helped us get 1 on the board. And now it's all tied up and they need me again. Fulte likes that high fastball.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hey, come on now, big dog. Get your pitch.
Should lay off that one. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Those are very helpful. 1 and 2. You know what? Another strikeout. I got a fifth at bat, though. Top 9, tie game. 1 for 4 on the day.
1-0.
That last pitch was 94, so a little bit slower fastball now. I was hitting really well earlier. I have proof, too. It's all content. Come on, McNeil.
That's a ball.
I'm not doing much with that anyway if it's a strike.
Hey, your pitch. Your pitch. He's coming to you.
Ooh, that's going to go foul. And it's going to be falling in. Okay. I'll talk about Twins here in just a moment. Swing on time, please. I'm working on it. Wasn't late. So 1 for 5 might not do a whole lot. We do win 6-5. Extra inning victory. So I do get 1+. Small momentum boost. That's the way it goes sometimes. Good to see you again. How's it going, James? Welcome to the stream. Let me link this to Twitter. Oh yeah, I'm curious. When you get the notification that I'm live, I'm assuming it just shows up similar to a video, and it must just say the title of the stream, because it has like a different link that it takes you to. You should play Madden Arcade. You know, that's one of the only like Madden related football games I have not played. We're 13-7 now, by the way. I have it though installed on my PS3. I think it's like a 3-on-3 game. It certainly didn't get much traction, but might be worth checking out for at least the video. I clearly got it a few years ago for a reason. How do you like the game so far? I enjoy it. I like the show a lot. This mode is new this March to October, and I think it's fun. Mine says, watch live now, MrHurriicane title. Oh, thanks, Shane. That's what it looks like. Right now I'm in the bottom of the 15th inning against the Braves. I'm Philly. Those games can last a while. I know, especially when I was playing in the minors in the Twins franchise for some extra gameplay. Like, the game is definitely not geared around making sure minor leaguers can get their stats and stuff. Because you could just go forever without runs. Wasn't ready for that stolen base attempt. Goldie will not be advancing him, though. So we haven't really been put into a stressful situation yet, like losing. Like, tie game in the 9th inning is one thing, but we were the home team too. That feels a little bit better knowing that you'll always get the last opportunity. Everything's been relatively smooth so far. Give me that. Yeah, I do watch March Madness. I especially like the first 3-4 days. I love watching the upsets, and usually by now a lot of those Cinderella teams are eliminated. Not always, but in most cases there's like just 1 or 2, and you can't just watch upsets potentially all day long anymore. Like, the first 4 days of the March Madness tournament are 4 of the most fun sport days of the year. I could care less about the Sweet 16 on. I'll watch some of it. But my interest is always with those first 4 days. Thanks for hanging out, Milan. Have a good night. 5:30 wake up. You must be in a different time zone.
No ball, 2 strikes. Ball 1. I got to count 1 and 2.
I really like the backyard baseball and football. Do you know if there are any more? There hasn't been a new one in a long time. Those were popular when I was growing up. Just not seeing it right now. I'll get there again though. Let's see, 1 down. I think I'll go with... I can always pinch run Broxton, so I want the bat of Todd Frazier to try and get a long ball. I did see there's a perfect bracket still. That's impressive. Go get a new bat.
The count 1 and 1. Count is 2 and 1.
Couple easy ones there. My birthday was yesterday. Well, happy late birthday to you, ZK Gaming. Two and 2. Oh, that was practically in the green.
Full count, 3-2.
Well, then I get Jeff McNeil up next.
That's out. Ball
All right, Drew Walk. What's your favorite team? I'm a Minnesota Twins fan. How often do bats break in the show? Well, it all depends on how often you have late timing on inside pitches. They break a lot in those cases. But when your swing timing is doing well and you're not having issues, you're not going to break bats very often at all. Juan Lagares has good numbers on the season. Can we get a little bit of insurance here?
Ball, that's kicked out.
Will the Twins lose to the Yankees in the playoffs this year? And why is the answer yes? Yes, they will, and the answer is because the Twins will never beat the Yankees in the playoffs. If the Yankees are there, the Twins are gone. All right. I've got to make sure I get my pitching perfect. How come we had Diaz in the setup role before and the game moved him to, or he was in the closing role and now the game has moved him to setup? Not mad at it, just confused. Yeah, I'll play NHL sometime. There's just only so much I can play. But this year I've been able to give 2K more of a shot, and I've actually been learning it, having a lot of fun with it, so maybe there's hope I can learn another game too at some point. Although I think that like my NHL knowledge would be even lower than my base basketball knowledge.
That's out.
Do you think this game is worth buying over MLB 18? I skipped 18 because it did not seem worth it. Well, it'll be a different answer for everybody. I mean, if you play online, you're obviously going to want to be on the newest version of a game. If you want to play a lot, then perhaps a $60 game would more justify the purchase. If you just want to get a baseball fix, there's always older copies or whatever. Nicely done. Of older games that will be a lot cheaper. I mean, for me, even like content creation aside, like the show is something I'd put a fair amount of time into, and I like having whatever new stuff they have. It might not be a lot, but the time I put into it and the fun I'll have will justify the purchase. I would like a little more power behind that. Favorite sport? Football. Always will be. Matt, thank you for the super chat. I can't wait to get into franchise. Yeah, I'm not really sure if they changed much this year, but I'm excited to get the Twins over on 19 and continue the journey there. I love franchise. You all know that.
1-0.
Yoenis Cespedes, 2 for 3 in a 2-1 game. Wasn't late that time, but still not getting a hold of one like I need to. There's still a shot, though, with Robinson Cano. See, that was a good swing. Inside fastball. Just didn't get the contact luck. Oh, man. I'm just late on it.
Count 0-2.
Come on, Cano.
The count is 1-2.
Is Cano actually with the Mets now? Yeah. Can someone catch me up on that? Did they trade for him? I guess I kind of missed when he left the Mariners. Cano rips it. See, I hit the ball. I had good swings in that inning. It's just sometimes the ball doesn't go where you want it to. So Diaz had a good inning, but I'm going back to Familia to see if he can give us as good of an inning as last outing. They traded for him with Edwin Diaz. Seattle going full tank mode. Isn't Paxton with the Yankees? Or is that somebody else?
Ball 1, no strike.
Well, that's unfortunate. Base hit leads off for Seattle, or St. Louis. Jose Martinez. Yeah, we're facing their best hitters, too. This is going to be tough.
Ball, that's out.
Mariners have traded Paxton, Segura, Cano, Diaz, and Zunino. So who's left? Especially with Ichiro retiring. That's ripped. But it's catchable. Hey, they're 2-0, though. They are undefeated. Nobody else can say that. That was a big first out. Colton Wong. 59 speed. He could bounce into a double play right here. But he's not going to. Line to center. Oh, I was really worried he would let that bounce past them. They still have D. Gordon and Mitch Haniger. King Felix, of course. So at least, you know, 1 out of every 5 starts will be worth watching with Felix on the mound. Oh, man. Nice. Quick. Got him. Double play. Game over. That was big time. They have Malik Smith. Oh, yeah, I know him because the Rays have offered him to me in a trade about 4,000 times. We want a surf video? Well, can you wait, like, until the end of the stream? I mean, just give me a little bit of time. I have one coming. They have Edwin Encarnacion. I don't keep up with everybody's off-season the way I do in the NFL. I have not played Road to the Show yet, but it looks really cool, Jake Reel. I forgot, like, if this is, you know, if you're debating if the game is worth it, also consider, like, Road to the Show looks like it has some fun changes this year, and, you know, with YouTubers, streamers, and all sorts of stuff, like, you're able to watch a lot of gameplay of a lot of different modes, and you'll get an idea. If you're not sure, watch more. If you're still not sure, then maybe not. 21-10. Mount a rally to steal a win. Okay, now I'm going to be trailing in one of these. Using Hall of Fame difficulty. What do you think about Barr leaving and then coming back? It made for some good drama. It was exciting. I think he screwed the Jets, though, who probably were thinking they got him and were not going to target other pass rushers, who then signed that morning before Anthony Barr's second report came out that he was going to stay with the Vikings. Gotta say, Kane, loving the Surf series. Watching you learn basketball is super fun. Even as a basketball fan, it is entertaining. Best of luck in getting better. Thank you. It's a process, but there's been growth. Measurable growth. I think it's a really fun game. And even when I'm not doing well, I have a good time with it. I don't know why I swung at that. 0-2 to Ramos. But I can lay off that. I don't make any sense. The slider inside has not been tried against me very often. I haven't seen that pitch that much. They don't try it often. See? I don't know what to do against the inside slider. It hit me and I swung. I knew he'd throw it again. That's horrible. That was the worst pitch of all time. But now I'm getting ahead in the count. Keon Broxton. I have Cano on deck. Can I get on base here with Broxton? Broxton with a drive to deep left field. Oh, man. I wanted to go from a terrible strikeout to a home run with Keon Broxton. That would have been amazing. Instead, I'll have to do it with Robinson Cano. But it's lefty versus lefty. No, I need an extra moment. Alright, it's okay. Nothing special. I'm going to have to do this lefty versus lefty twice in a row. Unless I have somebody on the bench who can come in for Conforto.
No ball. One strike. Ball. 1-1.
Trying to get dialed in here. Come on, Cano. We could see that slider again.
That's up.
Ooh. Couldn't have been missed by much. Oh, it was early. Casey Daniels is better than LeBron. He is.
Full count.
Casey Daniels is a monster. 3-2 to Robinson Cano. Keep going. Oh, that time he got me. That's a good slider. All right, so there's the first loss. I don't know how it took that long. Casey Daniels from my San Diego Surf Series. Is there a Casey Daniels from Syracuse? Aw. You're going to lose in baseball, though. It's a guarantee. Perform well for season-long player boost. Now I get to play with Robinson Cano. We are in game 35. So, you know, I've played this mode now for probably 2 hours. And I'm at 35 of 162. So if you round this to about a quarter of the way, maybe it would take you around 8 to 10 hours to complete a season. And that's the regular season portion, which is not a bad experience. It's doable. Oh, Casey Daniels is from Syracuse? He was what Timberwolves fans wanted Johnny Flynn to be. It's raining. Oh, we're in San Diego. They say 10 to 16 hours on Hall of Famer Legend. What difference does difficulty make? 8 homers so far for Robinson Cano, hitting .250. Not bad numbers. Would like to see that average come up a little bit. I'd also like to hit a home run today. We in San Diego seeing Casey Daniels watch the game exactly. I see him in left field.
I got the count 1 and 2.
You'll see Casey Daniels later today on my second channel with the San Diego Surf. Not sitting on those breaking pitches very well, so that drops the average to 248. Come on, guys, let's get some offense going. I want to face a righty. Thankfully, I didn't swing at that, but I just lost my base runner, and I have to wait to the next inning now. Fun times. Ooh, thank you for bailing me out there. Any new classic stadiums? I'll have to check. I don't know. But I also wouldn't know if they're new or not, because I never play on the classics. But I could go through a list or something. I always loved playing Polo Grounds growing up. I think everybody loved playing Polo Grounds. Come on, no strikeout this time. He's had 2 perfect curveballs to strike me out. And now I'm not ready for an 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Seriously? You know, I thought with like 3 hours of playing the show earlier today that I would be a little bit better right now. Aaron Loop. Another Twins franchise player. I have played for years in my league, and I have never seen a guy like Casey Daniels. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to get this lucky. So if you're not familiar and you want to be caught up on the San Diego Surf series, basically it's an expansion basketball series. As Cano lines it into the left fielder's glove. Probably going to be an offer. But I started a brand new team. And in my first draft, I took a power forward with the number 5 selection or whatever it was. And then in my second round, whoops, I could have gotten 2. Oh, and that could have won the game, actually. Go figure. No offensive production. I didn't cost us the win, though. I ended up taking a shooting guard in the second round named Casey Daniels. And because, like, he was lower rated than everybody else on the team, he started down at the G League. And I gave him some time down there, and his morale went to 0 because he was dominating the G League, and he wanted to be called up to the main roster. He was averaging like 26 points a game in the G League, and I gave him like 20 games time. So I call him up. And Casey Daniels, like when he starts getting playtime, all he does is score. I looked at his per 36 after a while. Most efficient scorer on the entire team. And then our starting point guard gets hurt. He steps in, and we go on our hottest run that we ever had. Obviously, we're a first-year team, but the hottest we had ever gotten was when he starting at point guard. And today it's just the next chapter of that. It's only been a couple episodes of the Casey Daniels Show, and it's been amazing. Why do you get these special players first? You get Perry Cummings and then Casey Daniels? I know how to pick them, I guess. The Perry Cummings situation was even more fluky. If you're not aware of Perry Cummings, on my second channel I had a series called the Browns 0-16 Rebuild, which was a managerial series where I drafted, I controlled the roster, but I never played. I played one game only. But otherwise, I would simulate games. I would watch games, like CPU versus CPU. And I ended up drafting a wide receiver one year in the 4th round named Perry Cummings because he had a very good combine. He was extremely fast. He had great agility. I just wanted to find me a speedy receiver. You know, maybe somebody like Brandon Cooks. Or even just like a Ted Ginn type player. And I drafted him, and he was a 77 overall in the 4th round. That's a steal at wide receiver. But then I saw some of his other ratings. Like really high ball carrier vision. Somebody else might remember what it was. But very high ball carrier vision, high carrying, high elusiveness. And I'm like, he could play receiver. Or he could be an amazing running back. And upon moving him to running back, he became a rookie 87 overall. Without ever playing a game. And I played him at running back. In his rookie season, he had 1,300 rushing yards. He won Rookie of the Year. And by his second season, he was a 99 overall. And this was with default XP sliders. Never had another player like that. Ever.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You are hearing Perry Cummings talk. Yep, I'll be continuing the Twins franchise on MLB 19, but I'm not going to do that until the current season is fully over on MLB 18. I just don't think it would be right to continue what we've built on that game onto a different game without starting a new season. Because, you know, there could be some different things with the game, and I shouldn't have to adapt to something new in the game, just so I can like play the postseason. I don't want it to mess anything up. Hey, Conforto, get that out. I got a question for you guys. So I played some Twins franchise today. I played 2 games. Now, we're in the ALCS, and I'm wondering, would you say that a 2-game episode for like the part 1 of the ALCS would be too short? Obviously, it's a best-of-7 series, but that means it could go anywhere from 4 to 7 games. Would 2 games to show you the start of the series be enough? Or does that episode need to be more? If so, it needs more time. If not, if 2 games is plenty, then I can have it up tomorrow. I'd like 3 to 4 per episode myself. Yeah, it's just not knowing how long a series is going to go beforehand. It's like, I don't want the episodes to be a giveaway of what's going to happen. Like, if I start an episode and we're already like down 3 games to 1 and it's a 15-minute video, then you're probably going to assume, oh, he just loses this game and that's it. I don't want episode length to be a spoiler. The entire series in one video would, I think, just be too big, and it would take a lot more time. You could do a 2-3-2 formula. I was kind of thinking about that. Yeah, or a 2-4-1, Christian. Thank you, Dan, for becoming a member. Now, if only I could get my hitting back on track today. Like, I got a thumbnail of Robinson Cano before streaming, and I almost hit a home run with him there. It's the closest I've gone to going yard with the Mets today.
That hits. That's the ball. Nope, ball. 2-0. 3
Ooh.
balls, no strikes.
I gotta find the zone here. I should get in a new pitcher, probably. I'm not used to these
Take your bait.
these short games like this. I think I have somebody warm. I have a couple. Let's get Gisselman in the game. I'd go 2-3-2. Yeah, if it goes 7, then I'm going to have to figure out a formula for that. I like my 5 game series formula. In a best of 5, I'll do up to 4, and then the 1.
Run.
Oh, that's big. What's a member? Channel members. It's a completely optional thing for anybody that watches the channel, but you know, YouTube is what I do for a living, and the channel membership is a feature where you can help support me as a creator for $4.99 a month, and in return you will get some extra perks like access to the emojis when I do like live streams and premieres. And I have a couple other perks that are there as well, including a members live stream every month that I do. And I use that stream to gather more feedback, talk about the series, and to just chat with the members. We don't really play a lot of games in it. It's mostly just for feedback, and it's been pretty helpful so far since I began doing it in December. It's definitely sped up the process of a lot of things that I have been wanting to do. Not everything has worked out, though, like with the expansion-style Madden franchise I wanted to do, which I'm still not 100% retiring. But, it's completely optional for anybody that wants to become a member, and you can, you know, it's a monthly deal, so if you only want to do it for like 1 month, you can. It's all up to you, and I appreciate anybody that wants to become a member. Yeah, I think I'll go to Familia now because I am feeling the pressure. It's already been fantastic for us this year. And he's warm, so let's get this last out. That's one strike. Slider away. All right, Familia, let's end it here. Can you wrap up another win for us? Yes, he can. Familia saves it and slams the door as the Mets win again. Pretty fun. Get that positive momentum again. We beat the Marlins. We still lose that series, though. And then the Nationals. Looks like we're getting the third game against them. Take series to gain on division leader. So right now, the Nationals are up 2 games, and every one of these head-to-heads matters. This one's a top 6. So we'll play this one. Not sure if it'll be my last one. It could be, though, depending on how long it goes. How long have you been doing YouTube? Since 2011. And I've been able to do it this long thanks to all of you continuing to support for all these years. I never get tired of seeing comments talking about how long you've been here or the first series you watched. I love that. So we have a lot of time, and we're trailing.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Is Patrick Corbin? Didn't need to hit that. Hope I can find my zone again before this game is over. Oh, but that was good timing. That felt like it was late.
Count 1-0.
Been watching your content since MLB 17. Keep up the awesome content. Thank you, Jeremy. Glad I've been able to bring a good baseball presence to the channel. Glad I started the Twins franchise, and it's still going to go for a while. Oh, Ramos rips that one. Come on. No! That's not fair. I'm going to drink out of my invisible bottle now. I do remember the Madden 11 franchise I did. It was a nice warm-up for what was to come with Madden 12 with the Vikings. No, Marquise Walker has not retired. He'll be back. It's just his off-season. Line to right, it's down. Oh, I remember the NCAA 14 demo live stream too. Who was it? Because obviously it had like generated names. Like the game created random names, but one of the names ended up being correct. Who was it? Robinson Cano. That was horrible. Don't watch that. I don't think that was the Taj Body, because wasn't Taj Body a spelling in a roster file? I'm talking about generated and correct. Oh, I got a couple good swings in that one. Super Mega Baseball 2 versus The Show, which is better? I like the customization of Super Mega Baseball 2. I haven't played The Show yet. Not sure if it's worth the money. Well, they're very different games. Like, The Show is much deeper. It's more robust in every mode it offers. The pluses I'd give to Super Mega Baseball are that it's a faster experience. You can play 9 innings of baseball in less than a half hour, unless it's a very high-scoring game with a lot of action, in which case you probably wouldn't mind spending more time with it. I love Super Mega Baseball 2 for what it is, but I mean, comparing it to The Show, which is a larger title from a big studio, it's hard to compare the two fairly, but obviously The Show is just a more simulation complete game. What kind of bottle is that? Looks crazy. Well, the green screen chroma key settings are taking away the color. That is ripped. Let me catch this first. Never mind. This is a sip by Swell. I think I got it at Target. I like it. It's insulated, keeps it cold for a long time, even on a hot day. I do remember the Blitz series. I really liked it. That was a fun one to bring in all these random players. Whenever I get home, I watch your vids. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to have as much content as possible for whenever anyone gets a chance. Some of you might not have been in here earlier or might not be familiar with March to October. I just saw it asked again. March to October is kind of a condensed version of franchise where it simulates a lot of the season and has you play the key moments, which usually ends up being a few innings of a close game or an entire game with one player. And the way you play in those games sparks your momentum, either positively or negatively, and that'll impact the way your team performs between the games it wants you to play. So you're not playing all season, you're not handling like the roster and stuff, but you are playing through a full season, getting that experience in a lot less time. Now, should you make the postseason and complete the March to October, then you get to play the playoffs as normal, and I don't think it has you sim anything. I'm not even sure if it lets you. Maybe it does. But you can play everything once you make it to the playoffs. Is it lagging or is it just me? It better not be lagging. Everything with the wife is good, Dan. Conforto time. Oh, that is not going out. I know it. I know. Just whatever. It shouldn't be on slow mode. I never activated slow mode. Oh, yes, I did. But it's to every 4 seconds. I'm keeping that on. When I play MLB, I play all games, AA, AAA, and MLB. What's the word I'm looking for here? I respect that. Even in the middle of the season, though. You're just like, yep, playing with AA today. Every game. Favorite team besides Twins? I don't really have favorites other than my Minnesota sports teams. Was that at least good timing? Early? I do that because I like to see people progress. Like, how is this person different now than 1 month ago? I love that, man. The details are amazing. I did not go around. Yeah, those little details, you don't get those always from simulating. And I'm sure it's a lot more rewarding when those big moments come up or a player takes a leap that you weren't expecting. Was my timing just early on that? I'll never know. Let's go to my lowest rated reliever here. How's that new Sekiro game? I see it's getting good reviews. Is everybody having fun with it? I'm not sure that's my kind of game, but I like to stay posted on the games that are supposed to be really good, and I've kept a pretty open mind to trying new genres and stuff for the last like 6 years. And that's gotten me into a lot of action RPGs and JRPGs, so I'm always looking at any game that is good. A good game in an unfamiliar genre can turn you into a fan. That happened to me with Persona 5 Golden. I wasn't really familiar with JRPGs, but I mean that game was just too good to not get sucked into the story and then want to play like every other JRPG out there. Tough play. Not too tough. Favorite ballpark. Ooh. If I could visit any ballpark, I think I'd want to see Fenway just because the monster's so iconic, and I think it would be cool to see. It's one of the most unique looking ballparks. With all the green especially. Although I guess this stadium has a lot of green fences too, but none that tall. I'd also like to go to a game in Denver because I just want to watch a Rockies game where there are like 40 home runs. I hope we take a trip to Colorado soon in this game because I might actually hit a home run there. Do a Braves March to October or any March to October on this channel. I'm doing a Braves one on my second channel. maybe you'd like watching that. First episode was posted yesterday. 2 quick outs. Yo, Kane, what's up? Love the Braves March to October video. That's amazing timing. You couldn't have had any better timing. If you didn't see, somebody had just asked me to do a Braves March to October. And I explained that I was.
Nope. Outside. Two down.
That's 2 check swings in a row. 2 and 2.
I got 3 and 2.
Just got to get something going here. Just give me a base runner. Let's get Corbin out of the game. There we go. Do you think the NCAA football playoff should be more teams? Yeah, I think the sweet spot is 8. I think that the conference champions from like the Power 5 and then 3 at-large teams would be interesting. If they made it 16, I wouldn't be mad.
Yep, that ball went out.
But I love a larger tournament. I love more big games. $64 like basketball, that's a lot of games, but you know there's a market for it. But that would be like every FBS, or no, that'd be half the FBS teams. And I don't think anybody really wants to watch the Minnesota Gophers in the first round of the NCAA football tournament.
Ball in.
I think 64 is too much. Oh, it's a base hit to right field. And we can get our runner over to third base. So now we're getting to the heart of our order. Yoenis Cespedes. And they are keeping Corbin in the game for now. So can I get my pitch here and do something with it? Oh, man. That inside slider has been like a new challenge for me today, and I have not been up for it. I think I want to pinch run.
Down. 0-2.
Swung at 2 out of the zone. Three out of the zone. Let me warm somebody up here. And also make sure I actually have a catcher at catcher. NL East predictions. I think that the Braves have a good enough roster to repeat, but I think it's going to be one of the more interesting rosters to, or interesting divisions to watch this year. Anytime a team makes a huge signing like the Bryce Harper one, you want to see if that pays off. And also, like, they took Harper from a division rival, so that makes it more interesting, and also maybe a direct, like, power switch there. Is it harder, the game? I don't think so. Not from what I've played so far. I wouldn't say it's any more difficult, and I'm on the same difficulty. It's just whether or not your swing is doing well. Like, I started off today playing the show 18, so I got warmed up there. Went over to this game and was still feeling really good. And then took a little break, did some editing, came back to it for the stream, and I just haven't hit it as well as I was before. I'm not sure I've ever been at my best, though, during a live stream. Can you do a road to the show? I'm just not sure I have the time to do it. I think it'd be fun, but just don't really have the personal bandwidth. There we go. We'll see if I can make a game out of this. Top 9. As Kendrick grounds it to the right side, inning over. Ever played any FIFA? Yeah, but it was FIFA 15. So I didn't really get a chance to learn much, and now it's been so long I probably unlearned everything. Can be a fun game, though. Foul tip. Sit back a little bit more and I can do something with that pitch. Corbin's going for the complete game shutout. I'll have to go at least one more after this. How far are you planning to get in this? Well, I'd like to play through it. It seems like a small enough experience to play the whole thing. I'm already close to a quarter way through the season, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I won't swing at all. How long are you going to stream for? Maybe one more session after this, one more situation. Conforto lifts it to opposite field, hit pretty well. But like all my other fly balls, it's caught. Down to my last out. Only Jed Lowry can save us now. That was really that late? I didn't feel like it. We lift it to right field, down into the corner. And Lowry's going to be in at second, so we're not quite done. Now we have the tying run at the plate. Dominic Smith has 4 homers on the season. But he's not really a good lefty versus lefty guy. What does my bench have left? I know I've already used a lot of players. I mean, Rajai Davis is better. And plus, if there's something hit on the ground, he might be able to beat it out. So, Rajai Davis. Pinch hitting. And hopefully running, too. Up the middle, it's going to sneak through. And Jed Lowry's going to be waved home. The throw is not going to get there. It's 2-1. That's something. Greetings from Germany. Well, greetings, Ruhrpott. How you doing? Do you think Portland should have a baseball team? Probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't really know Portland's sports climate, what they're wanting, what there's room for. Here's Sean Doolittle. Oh, and now I have to bring in another pinch hitter, and I have one option left. It's a Danny Echeverria. His numbers are not good. We are in operation. Let's draw a walk. Yeah, I am kind of one for the late comeback. For some reason, this gets me at the top of my game. Please, by all means, give me a free ball. I shouldn't swing with Echeverria until there's a strike. Just because if I can walk here, I need to. And they're so worried about the speed of Davis when I'm not stealing. Are you good? Probably not by most standards. But you might have fun watching anyway. Sometimes I'm good. Other times I'm bad. It all averages out at the end, though, to being, alright. That was awesome. Don't need to steal. Jeff McNeil. All right, Jeff. Can he hit versus lefties? Well, actually, I know he can. Not as well as he can versus righties. But just in case things get interesting here, I got to get someone warm. No, Familia. I've been playing so well with him today. All right. Jeff McNeil. 2 on, 2 down. Ball 1. That player boost, is it going to work? That's a great point. I got a little boost earlier with Jeff McNeil. I liked that pitch a lot. Two strikes on McNeil. He has a slider I have yet to see in this at-bat.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Oh, man. Looked at strike 3. Thought it would go outside. Didn't like that pitch. So that's a 2 momentum loss. Man. Oh. Got it very close. Are we going to get the Nationals again? Yes, we are. This time at home. Beat rival to climb division ladder. So now we're down 4 games in the standings. But we're still good for wild card. Here are the Mets stats, by the way. 10 homers for Cano, 10 homers for Cespedes. And pitchers. DeGrom's 5-1 with a 2.1 ERA. Syndergaard is an even better ERA. The pitching is really good. So now I've got to overcome this deficit. This will be my last one, probably. I've got to break this cold momentum, though. Otherwise, Washington's lead's only going to get larger. Lifted to right field. Hit pretty well. And there's the first out here in the 6th. What's going out on the 2nd channel? Probably just Surf today. And I'll do Braves tomorrow. And then I guess I've got to decide, you know. Am I going to do the Twins 2-game deal tomorrow? Or do I add another game to it? Because the way I was thinking earlier was if I show the first 2 games of the series, you see how it starts. And then for the 2nd episode of the ALCS, I would show you either the rest of the series or everything leading up to a Game 7. What part of the season are you at? Still fairly early, probably about a quarter of the way through the schedule at this point. I think like 40, 50 games. Like 8 games, 8 more wins and losses. I do like Didi Gregorius. I'm sad he's injured. He's still hurt, by the way, right? He's probably my favorite player on the Yankees.
1-0.
Yeah, commentary's turned off. Otherwise, it just gets in the way.
Outside, that's the ball.
Are you allowed to adjust lineups? Yes, you can adjust your lineups and your pitching rotation. But as far as, I don't think there's injuries, and I don't think you can do trades until the trade deadline. I haven't seen that myself, though. Oh, man. I wonder why I'm not seeing the ball as well as I was earlier. Because I feel like for like the last week or so, I've been playing really well, in my opinion. What's your record right now? Does it say anywhere in here? Maybe in the box score? No. I don't know what our record is. I want to say 28-20. Come on, Cespedes. Ah, man. I'm getting the right pitches, though. It's not that I'm not getting anything to hit.
Nope, that's the ball.
Has the show added authentic home run horns? I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. What stadiums have you been to? I've been to Target Field, and I've been to Petco Park. Yeah, something's off. Petco Park was really cool, but that was so long ago. I was there the first year it opened, which is now, you know, not a new ballpark by any stretch. Who do you think the Vikings should draft? I don't have a preference yet in terms of offensive linemen, but I'd like to see them get an offensive lineman with their first selection and start to solidify things there. I feel that if they don't, it's going to hold them back from getting back to that form they had a couple years ago. The offensive line wasn't great the 13-3 season, but they did play a lot better than the offensive line last year. All they got to do is be, like, close to average. They just can't be, like, bottom 5 like they were. I will not say they were worse than Arizona, though. Arizona's situation was really, really bad. I know Houston fans aren't going to be fans of their line either, so a little bit of competition there for the worst line in the NFL. What's our pitch count at here? Because I'm not feeling like he's got great control at the moment. Oh, I meant to sit him down. I didn't actually want to put him in the game. Went too quick. Well, while you're here, you might as well do something. I'm like, why is the guy with half energy warming up? Well, he got a strikeout, so he must be good to go. What do you think is going to happen with all this Josh Rosen drama? Will the Cards take Kyler, you think? I think more and more it's looking like that. You know, if they trade Rosen, you'll have your answer. Wait. Didn't that bounce off the interior fence? Did that not bounce off the interior fence, or did I see that incorrectly? Oh, I lost the replay for stepping off? Why can't I get into the replay vault?
Ball one. Ball one, no strike.
Why did I keep this guy in? Is it possible to sim to the end? Save and exit. Nah. Well, let's get this guy out of here at least. It went above the orange line. Huh. I'll have to see left field again to see exactly the line. Well, there it is, obviously. Nice catch. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Addicted Gamer. Need a Road to the Show series from you, Kane. I don't care if you implement simming or whatever to make it happen. I don't know. It's going to be hard to fit another baseball series. I do miss Road to the Show, though. It was a good time. Yeah, I mean, that's really strange that it's a home run, even. Like, over here it makes sense. But why did they implement it over here? I mean, just hit it over the railing. What's the big deal? I don't get why that's the home run boundary. That makes no sense. Whose idea was that? Down 4-0 though. I'm not feeling too good about this one the way I've been playing today. But it's fun. To make it easier for hitters. Come on, it's just an extra few feet. That's going to be a tough play. He's got 96 speed. Nope. Steal situation. I'll throw a couple not pitch outs here. But fastballs outside. Yeah, not going to happen. 24 stolen bases for Trey Turner already? Would that be like on pace for a record or something? Come on. We're like 40, 50 games into the season. I don't know like exactly what the record would be, but that seems like an awful lot to be averaging even close to half per game. I can wait. Just keep it on the radar when you're ready for more baseball. I will. I still want to see what it's all about this year because they added some new features that I like. That's a pace of about 80 or so, well short of the all-time record. Okay. That just seemed like an awful lot of stolen bases. Come on, Cano. I just don't have it right now. I had a better chance of reaching on that strikeout. Well, what is it, the 7th inning? I might as well spend it. I don't think he was actually safe. Alright, I got the point, the show. You can pull me out of this. I don't need to be watching this right now. Foul tip. Bring back Sammy Hollins. I don't know, that last episode of his was quite good. I mean, covering Odell Beckham Jr., getting a couple interceptions. It was a pretty good spot to end. Ah, man. I don't know what happened between early this afternoon and the middle of this afternoon, but it ain't the same. Got that through at least. Who's your hitting coach, Kane? Nobody worth hiring at this point. Unless I get a home run here. Ooh, almost. Come on, Smith. Well, that was a ball. That was nice. Thank you. And that one is 2. Any idea how long March to October takes? Someone in the chat said between... what was it? 15 to 18 hours on Legend or Hall of Fame? That sounds close to right, at least. Let's bring in Conforto. I have 2 aboard. 2 down. Oh, why couldn't I get the check swing that time? Bring back Jordan Starks. Man, yeah, I didn't like ending Starks where I did, and it might continue at some point. I'd have to see how it transferred to the new game. but for the near future, probably not. No! I did my best to check my swing there. Not sure I'm going to fix my swing before today is over. I'm sure next time I'll play, I'll be fine. Not live, that is. Kane's hitting coach has been fired, indeed. In the NL West, I'd still have to say the Dodgers. Although it'd be fun to see a team like San Diego get better. I'd probably like to see the Rockies win it and do well again. They were in the playoffs last year. Zimmerman ripped that one. And we'll get out of here again. But will anything happen bottom 8? I'll get a couple of good hitters at least, I think. I have not done well with Frazier. I know that I've had some bad at-bats with him. Should never be late on 90. I don't see the Brewers repeating their performance in 2019. Well, in sports, teams, you know, they fall off, and especially the teams that kind of come out of nowhere. I think after a team makes the playoffs for the first time in a while, you've got to be like, okay, can they actually repeat? Even if they have a good roster, sometimes they don't. Some teams just aren't built for sustained winning. It's a hard thing to achieve. I've seen that firsthand with the Vikings. They have traded like playoff and non-playoff seasons with Mike Zimmer since he arrived. There's a barrier you got to break to be a regular playoff team. Yeah, that high fastball's getting me a lot. Oh, I got lucky on that call. Just give me a lucky swing. 111 pitches, and they're still going to keep him in. There we go. One of my better swings of the day. This is on Hall of Fame difficulty, which normally does not destroy me like this, but right now it is. Wilson Ramos. I noticed that my timing gets off when I concentrate too much on the pitch. That might not make sense, but it's how you concentrate on the pitch. And I don't know, there's like a visual process I go through when I'm hitting to like make sure my timing is good and I'm reading the pitches correctly. And that ball is caught. But I noticed that when I only focus on the pitch and the ball, that it's hard to time it up because we're playing on a 2D screen. So to me, a batter's stance is a really big part of the equation. Oh, come on. I need better contact than that. I'll see what the next situation is. I won't do another long one, but if it's a short one, I might play it. Suzuki has 6 homers on the year. Oh, got it! That's not bad. That was pretty cool. Can't believe I made that play. Same thing happens to me. I do much worse when I guess the pitch because now I'm not following the ball. Yeah, there's also a thing too. You get caught guessing too much eventually. That's all you're doing.
Inside, ball 1.
Who do I have in the finals this year? Probably the Warriors.
I got the count 1 and 2.
And in the East... Not bad. In the East... Man, I don't know. Milwaukee would be fun. It'd be a fun matchup. Cano hammers it to right, but didn't find any green out there. Keon Broxton. That was a good swing, though. Broxton. Oh, they almost took that from me. Yeah, I saw Mike Trout's contract. I wouldn't mind 0.5%. Ah, good curve. Hellickson going over the 120 mark. I'm sure, yeah, energy completely tapped out.
The count is 1 and 2.
Ah, man. Froze me on it. Wasn't looking curveball for that. All right, Dominic. Will the game continue? I don't know how I hit that. Hoping to do one more after this. Hoping it's not a 6th inning thing. It was nearly $500 million, yes. Trout's contract, I think $400 million. That pitch is going to give me trouble no matter if I'm on my game or not. Alright, so let me get out of here. That one's probably going to really hurt the momentum. I'm not sure if you can have worse than a 2. So we're losing some momentum today. That snowflake is getting large. We got to change that. Please get us into a critical situation before too long. Not waiting long at all. Put an end to this losing streak, they say. And it's top 7. I'll do this one and then I'll be done. 28 and 23. Can I get us the win here? And then I'll call it there. Any more videos up today? Yes, Surf on the 2nd channel. How do I think the AL Central will look at the end of the season? I think it'll be a 2-team race, Twins and Indians. And the division will come down to the final month of the season. And the winner will win by less than 2 games. Or less than 3 games. And I think the Twins can take it back. Because Rocco's going to have a plan.
Whoa, that's down.
Don't got to take Syndergaard out quite yet. Will the Surf episode be up right after the stream or in like an hour? Probably closer to 15 minutes after the stream.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't have it scheduled today.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Count full.
Got the top of their order here. Hit that pretty well. Ah, trapped it. What the NBA needs, a hard salary cap and a new commissioner. The salary cap in the NBA is very strange the way it can be manipulated. Rules for going over cap. Like, the salary cap in the NBA seems to mean nothing. There we go. I think at some point, well, it won't be just because, like, there's people that will complain on the internet. It's got to affect the bottom line in some sort, or it's got to affect certain markets. Like, there has to be a shift in the data they're receiving that tells them that the product isn't as good as it once was. And I don't know, because it seems the NBA is doing really well. But I don't think that sustained years of the same teams being good and the same teams being bad is good for the league. But I don't know. I know for me, like, I only have so many hours in a day that I can dedicate to stuff. I'm not going to watch the Timberwolves if they're bad. I'm just not going to watch. I got 48 million other things I could be doing. I'm not going to watch a bad Timberwolves team. Football is my main. I'll watch football every Sunday. Vikings could be 0-15. I'm watching the next game. Twins, I watch them quite a bit, but even when their season's unraveling and falling apart, I'll give up after a while just because it's a lot of time to dedicate. We live in a world where there's so much entertainment, and it's very easy to find something to watch. NBA has to get rid of max contracts. That would fix everything. That doesn't make sense to me. The idea of fixing the maximum does not at all make sense. Like, the NFL is, you know, an open market, and it takes care of itself. So I don't get why the NBA has max deals. Have a salary cap and let teams figure out what players are worth. Because in many cases, the players getting the max should be getting more.
The count is 2-1.
1-2. Oh, Broxton has a home run and a triple today. He's on deck. I got jammed, but it might fall in. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm sure the players would fight for changing the way it is. It seems like it's a, you know, a deal the players would like, but eventually I think it could be a topic of conversation. Man. I'll go Familia. If he can get through this one quickly, I'll even keep him in for a second inning. I need this inning, though, to be like 8 pitches or less.
Oh, that's inside. That's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
See, I don't think that... See, if you change the structure of that, I don't think that you impact existing contracts. It's more so the next ones. Like when the NFL introduced the rookie pay scale, it was for the following group of rookies. They didn't take like Sam Bradford's gigantic contract away from him. But it impacted everybody who was next, and that, you know, it was fine. But it was also college players who have no way to bargain or anything. Nobody it was affecting was in the NFL at that point. But in this case, you'd be saying that there are no more max contracts, and everybody who's on a 1-year deal maybe about to enter free agency the next year would be like, wait a minute, I don't like this new situation. I was hoping for this. You like doing YouTube, right? Yeah, I love doing it. I love making content and having so many of you come out every day to watch the content and to leave your feedback. Like, that stuff never gets old. So I'm probably not going to give Familia the 9th inning, but hopefully it gets me out of this one.
The count is 1 and 2.
Struck him out, 98 miles per hour. I think I found my favorite reliever on this team. Now hopefully an insurance run, please. Yeah, Adam Silver seems to be the most popular sports commissioner, and it's hard to even like have people not hate you as a commissioner of a sport. Wilson Ramos has 1 speed. I thought it was 0. Did it go up? He got faster. He's been working on his sprinting. Oh, man. 2-2 to Cespedes. Hit fairly well and through the middle. There we go. No, I saw earlier, Ramos had 0 speed when I was playing. It was literally 0, not even 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Come on, Echeverria. He lines this one into center. It's going to get down, and we're going to have a chance to score. Echeverria into second. 1 away, and now a chance to add some runs. That'd be a nice way to end the stream. I got Michael Conforto, too. Exactly who I want. Oh, come on, Gardy. Gardy! We had so many good years. I got your autograph once at Twins Fest at the Dome. Just let me hit with Conforto. Jed Lowry. Ah.
Nope. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
So attacking me with low fastballs. He wants that ground ball. And he's not going to get it. Line to center. Send him home. Here's the throw. There we go. I got my run. Dominic Smith.
Ball 1.
Well, I guess I should wait to see if the inning continues. It is NL baseball after all. And my pitcher's on deck.
Ball 2.
8 homers on the year for Smith. Two and 2. No home runs today by me. Was that a check swing? I certainly did not try check swinging there. There was one time earlier I tried to, or I check swung on accident. Yeah. If that was a full swing, that was really good timing. It would have had a chance to leave. Instead, we'll never know what could have been. I felt like in that inning I got my my hitting a lot better, but I wish I could have finished with a strong home run. Or at least like a double off the wall. Oh well. Why aren't you playing directional? I am on directional. I just don't use PCI, I don't use guess pitch, I use timing, hitting, like, it's a very basic setup. I don't enjoy hitting any other way. I'd rather, like, not play the game than hit any other way.
Ball, that's off the plate. I got 2-1 to count.
So what does everybody think if I just take the 2 games I've already played? There we go. Take the 2 games I've already played in this ALCS with the Twins and make that tomorrow's episode. And then the next one would be the rest of the ALCS unless it was a Game 7. Is that breaking it up too much? Is that not enough for an episode 1? I've asked this a couple times already, but the stream is kind of winding down, so I want to know one more time what you think. Because I'm kind of leaning towards doing a 2-game episode. You see how the series begins, and then we see, you know, what happens the next time. And if it does need a Game 7, then it will get its own episode. Obviously, a 7-game series, there's no easy way to do it. It takes a lot of time regardless. Think that's okay for an episode 1. Just do it. Good. 2 games is good. Awesome. So I got the win. Didn't finish the way I wanted to hitting. I did get a run in that inning at least, but we do end that cold momentum streak. And what's going to be next? Because I will be streaming more of this. Maybe tomorrow. I'll see if I have a chance. I think I might. And I enjoy coming on here to stream and hang out with all of you. It's fun to go back and forth. A lot of simulating here. Long road trip to face the NL West. And I guess our next game is going to be against the Giants in June. AKA the best month of the year, in my opinion. And it's going to be a player lock with Yoenis Cespedes. So I'm 60 games into the season. I'm a really good ways into this. And here are the standings. 6 games back of Washington. And currently tied with the Phillies for the wild card spot. So there you have it. Right there. And that's going to be where we leave off today. But I want to thank all of you for spending some time with me today. I love coming on here and streaming and hanging out and just chilling out. You know, these are nice, laid back. It's fun. The time usually flies for me when I'm streaming, by the way. Like, nothing for me moves as quickly as streaming. Sleeper team to go to the Super Bowl. A sleeper team next year to go to the Super Bowl would be my Minnesota Vikings, because Kirk Cousins is going to have a great year because they're going to block for him this time. I don't know. I can see the Vikings making another run at it, but obviously they got some work to do in a competitive NFC. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you soon with more content. Have a great day.